Shine bright up all night, we're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes, we're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only a day. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold, a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Shine bright up all night, we're never
Something's going on, y'all. Something's going on. Come on. I have not read this with something's going on right now. Let's go. So, TBI deputies hold meeting with Sebastian Rogers' biological parents. Something is going down, I'm afraid. Something is going down. Justin, is this on? I don't know what that means. Sorry. All right. Let's read it. First, let's read it and let's see. And they did not, it's just as biological parents. Rogers, who's 15 years old, has autism and has been missing since February 26. Nashville, Tennessee. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and investigators with Sumner County's Sheriff's Office held a meeting with biological parents of Sebastian Rogers today. Sumner County Sheriff Sonny Weatherford confirmed to WSMV4 that the meeting occurred but did not reveal any details on why the meeting happened or who was the lead during the meeting. Rogers, who's 15 years old, has autism and has been missing since February 26th. Wasn't there a search today? Guys, y'all can send me anything you find to not that number. This number you can call or text in. On March 8th, authorities searched a Kentucky landfill for evidence related to Sebastian's appearance. I think they mean disappearance, but no leads or evidence pertaining to Rogers' whereabouts were discovered during the operation. The decision to search the landfill was made, quote, in accordance with ongoing investigation efforts and information gathering in the search for Rogers, the Sumner County's office said. The Amber Alert was issued on behalf of Sebastian. The TBI said there is nothing that points to foul play in Sebastian's disappearance, but also nothing that has ruled out foul play. TBI loves to say that. They love to say that. Okay, let's go to something's going on. Why? What was that? Have you found anything about Chris having court dates this past week regarding because he had a court date last week? They showed them a surveillance video. Um, I think, in my opinion, what I'm thinking that perhaps they got Katie and Seth together. They didn't want Chris in there, in my opinion. And they showed them that surveillance video. Yeah, we can see you, Tar. Was set up 2 weeks ago. I don't know. This just came out an hour ago. Let's see if there's anything going on in Facebook. Does anyone know anything related to the surveillance that they showed them? When pictures were started to be posted on Sebastian, a lot of people were noticing and commenting in regards to him looking like he had bruising on his face and neck areas, but it was speculation, of course, and just pictures to go on. I was just wondering if anyone heard any more about that or any information about the Proudfoots question. It's probably just got brushed off since nothing could be confirmed without Sebastian, I'm guessing. The police say that they have Sebastian and his mom leaving the restaurant at 6:30 p.m. on the video. So they must have left. They must have left that, what is it, Texas Steakhouse at 6:30. Remember the undercover agent went that day and the day before they left? Yes. And they went to the neighbors as well. The neighbors behind the house. Thank you, Proud. Thank you so much, Proud Mimi. Thank you so much. Very kind of you, my love. Appreciate you. Just in another chat, someone said that the Proudfoot family did interview on TikTok and slipped up and said Chris was home then and retracted it. I mean, what is it with these men not wanting to say they're home? Don from the Summerwells case and Chris. The thing that I can't get over is most mothers, let's say for instance, complete theory here, what I'm saying, we are bouncing things off of each other's, right? So I want to make that clear. Let's say for instance, Chris was home. Because in my opinion, I believe that Chris wasn't supposed to be there because they had just opened up a CPS case the end of January of this year. When was the last time he said he was at the house? The 1st of February. 1st of February. Hold on, someone said something. You called it Justin, even though it was Monday. I bet he was home Sunday. I think Chris wasn't supposed to be. This is my theory. Chris wasn't supposed to be there, and he either, I think he drove his vehicle in town or parked it in town or with the family member's house. And she went and got him. Katie went and got Chris. They went back to the house. And in my opinion, this is my theory, Sebastian knew that he was not supposed to be there. And there may have been an argument. Chris may have said, go clean your room. Sebastian knew he wasn't supposed to be there, threatened to call on him. And he snapped. That's my theory. Now, the thing is, with that theory, the only way, you see, when something happens to a blended family, the mother will generally stick up for her child in almost all cases, except for when they can get in trouble too. Right? Usually, a woman will pick her child, or a man pick their child over their spouse. That is the right thing to do every single time. Except when they were doing something they weren't supposed to do in the first place. Or unless they're mental crazy, yeah. And that's the only, because I'm thinking, well, what is, if Chris did something, you would think she would have called 911 and been like, listen, my husband just did this to my child. My husband just did this to my child. But I think in this case, in my opinion, Chris wasn't supposed to be there. And she knew Chris wasn't supposed to be there. That was part of the deal, right, with CPS. Because when they're investigating the allegations, that person, whoever is living, oh, thank you, Ziggy. That person who the allegation is against has to move out of the house. I do foster care, done foster care. This happens all the time. All the time. And it's the only theory that I can think of other than I just can't think of another theory that would make. Now, let's say, for instance, Katie did it in a theory. Yes, criminal. Yes, not criminal. She was studying. She was also sleeping, and she was talking on the phone. I mean, it's clear something is wrong here. Same thing with the Wells. Yes. Someone mentioned a Twitter post about a video. Maybe Chris threatened Katie to not call the police. Um, sorry, I'm getting some messages in. Katie, Chris. At one point, Katie was asked how they were sure he left with his shoes, and she stated to answer, and Chris cut her off so fast. The question, they weren't together in the same location. It was just weird how quick. Okay, we're gonna watch that in just a second. Give me 1 second. I got a video here. Mhm. All right. So, yeah, very suspicious. No, yeah, and that's the thing, Kelly. Most people would never, ever. They did an interview with Fox today. Yes, we're gonna watch that in just 1 second. Thank you, September Rain. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Um, most people will never choose a man, a woman. They may choose. I mean, they'll choose a man or a woman over, like, if nothing, like, nothing happened to the kid, right? Like, the kid's okay, they'll send them off to their dads or not take care of them or whatever. But if that person hurts the kid, then it changes in most cases. This is not all cases, obviously. It's not all cases. I'm starting to think that she was drinking. I absolutely, in my opinion, think she was drinking. I think, in my opinion, she's, got a problem there, and I wish her well in that endeavor. I don't wish addiction on anybody for any reason. Um, Kate and Chris were talking on the phone. Was Chris alibi driving back to the home? Well, I mean, I think most of us either believe that Chris was already at home, or he was on his, he was coming home at some point. At some point. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's that look, right? There's that look whenever um you have. All right, let me see if I can pull this Fox News interview. Um Sebastian Rogers. We're gonna it was Big Fox, wasn't it? It was like Fox News, right? If I'm correct. Guys, and I mean, there's a lot of news coming out right now with the Riley strain and ooh, hold on, what? Missing persons case. Search warrant served at home with ties to missing persons case. Robertson County authorities surrounded a. Okay. Let me just go to Fox News. That way. Okay. I want to read this to you real quick. Frog in my throat. All right. I was told by a close by neighbor. Let me make sure my mic is off on. I was told by a close by neighbor that morning she saw Katie outside with police when she went to take her kids to school. She stopped and asked what happened. Katie told her she told Sebastian to go to bed around 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. rather. She fell asleep on the couch, never mentioning the conversation between her and Chris. Woke up around 11:30, went in to check on Sebastian, which she previously said she didn't do anymore now that he is older. He must have been awake because his light or a light was on, according to the neighbor's ring camera. She said she told Sebastian to go to bed. He had to get up the next morning. She walked across her house to go to her room to go to bed. As she's walking through the kitchen, she hears a loud noise. She yells back at Sebastian, asking him what that was. He says, "Nothing, Mom, go to bed." He says, "Nothing, Mom, go to bed." Not her. He allegedly says this. So she does. According to the neighbor close to them, their ring camera shows the lights going on and off because it's so dark. This neighbor also mentioned seeing a silhouette in the front room, possibly dining room, window for a couple minutes. Then all the lights go off. It's hard to see the rest part. Damn, hold on one second. Let me see if I can find that. Then the lights go off. Something Chris nor Katie have ever mentioned any of that. Wow. I don't believe those lights were a trash. I don't those lights were not a trash truck at 3. Now, listen, the trash runs at about 5 a.m. there, but not 3 a.m. Not 3 a.m. So, if they were at, let's say, the they were getting food at 6:30 and they're home. I don't know if they're there at 6:30 and they get home at 7:30, 8 o'clock, or if they leave at 6:30. So Sebastian or someone was in the room, lights on, if that is true. Yeah, and in that case, Sebastian may have not wanted to go to bed. She could have thought she's laying, maybe sleep on the couch, maybe passed out on the couch. I don't know. Wakes up at 11 o'clock and she goes in there and she's pissed off the time that they were at the restaurant. Okay. And she goes in there. She's sloshed at 11:30 at night. And, people can totally change when they drink, right? Totally change. Things can change. Be who funds. Hold on. Not in your home. Consistent. being on have Seth said what time he got to their house after Christmas told him was gone if he was there when he got to the house? I don't understand what that meant, the person that texted me. All right, what is this? Let's see what this is. I got a tweet. What is today's date? Okay, this is today. Okay. All right, so this is Court TV. I'm gonna find that Fox interview. If anyone's got that Fox interview, if you want to text me the link to that address, I would greatly appreciate it.
Search for the 15-year-old just hit the 1-month mark this week. This morning, volunteers are continuing the search for him. Now, Rogers, who has autism, disappeared in the middle of the night, barefoot with a flashlight. We know that he was living with his mother and
I've thought about that too. Chris came home to check on the little woman suspected affair. I think Sebastian may have been protecting Katie against Chris. Very possible. Chris lost his temper, unalived him. This is why Katie is so hush hush. That could be a very well another thing. You see, it has to, what, in my opinion, that makes the most sense, and statistically what happens in cases like this, it has to be something that they both are benefiting from, right? To not tell on the other person, because they are both involved in one way or another, right? So it has to be something like that. No bath or shower all day. Exactly. Day or night before the school day is the biggest. They forgot to add that to their whole script. The dirty lies, Katie will get you. It absolutely will. And think about this. Think about this. He never changed. He never changed. He never changed. Text, please. Okay. If he never changed, well, I don't think he's going to. Okay, thank you for sending me that. Okay. All right, this is the Fox interview. We'll come back to this Court TV one. Amy, thank you, SEU. Thank you, Amy, for 1 month. In my opinion, the bed in the garage was punishment for Sebastian. Very interesting. I love to hear y'all's thoughts. He went out there, froze to death. Katie was drunk, forgetting he was out there. That's a very interesting. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Could be. Could be. But what I mean, Chris would have had to been home, I think, with that theory though, wouldn't he? Why would he protect her? He's in my opinion, he's obviously not a loyal man. He, in my opinion, again, doesn't believe in better or worse or richer or poor till death do us part, as long as we both shall live. I mean, the marriages last about a good 4.5 years if you're lucky. 3.5 if she gains weight. Now, I'm not as skinny as I used to be, I'll tell you that. I'm about twice the size I used to be. Yeah, 5 marriages later. Uh, he's playing hero for attention. Uh, I mean, he loves his ego stroked. He loves his ego stroked, and it's clear as day. I think he's got a complex about him. Hey, Georgia. In my opinion, he harmed that boy. Yeah. We'll see. Here we go. I have not seen this interview, by the way.
This morning, the search for a missing autistic teen gone for more than a month now, growing more frantic. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers has not been seen since he left his Tennessee bedroom barefoot with a flashlight. Joining us now, Sebastian's parents, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. Katie and Chris, thanks so much for joining the program this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. So, Miss Proudfoot,
I don't know why it's blue, but Chris looks different in every interview. It's so weird. Doesn't he? Doesn't he look different in every interview? I think he'd only protect himself. I mean, he doesn't have the loyalty factor. Let's just be real about it. Beard has died. I don't know why it's blue, but here we go.
Proudfoot, you put him to bed. You heard some noises in there. You told him to knock it off. You got up the next morning, and you haven't seen him since. Where do you think your son is right now?
Honestly, we don't know where he is, but now we haven't found any substantial evidence to locate where he's been or where he went. That's why we're pleading for help for anyone out there that might know something or see something that could help us find him.
Ms. Proudfoot, was Sebastian a runner? Did he have a history of running away from school or running away from home anytime before?
No, he didn't have a history of running.
Mr. Proudfoot, you're about, I think, 3 hours away. And then you got the call about what happened and you made your way home. You've agreed to a polygraph. You haven't been ruled as a suspect. What do you make of some of the criticism of some people online?
Question. Chris, have you taken that polygraph yet? Have you taken that polygraph yet that Nancy scheduled for you? I just looked at the trash pickup at their house. Said trash pickup starts at 6 a.m.
Some critics saying that they think that you were involved.
It's their personal opinion. It's sad that people have resulted to this kind of rhetoric and verbiage and harassment. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's their opinion. But the truth will come out. And then when it does, everybody will finally have their answers.
Ms. Proudfoot, did your son Sebastian have any friends that you think? Did he have a cell phone? Had he made any type of contact?
She did an interview and she said, it broke my heart for Sebastian. And even if it's true, like, she always said he was never invited anywhere. I'm like, good Lord, please. Holy moly, vet girl. Thank you so much. 1-800-TBI find if anyone has information on Sebastian, Hendersonville, Tennessee. Thank you so much, vet girl. That is extraordinarily generous, and I appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you so much. Hello, PG. Good to see you. I feel like Nancy is what got TBI calling them in, perhaps. I mean, listen. This is what. Thank you again, Vicar. I appreciate it. This is what TBI is going to do, right? They gave TBI their initial story. Well, TBI is watching every one of these interviews. They're checking every word, checking everything. Now, you and I both know that they have changed their stories. How many times? How many times have they changed their story? Well, I mean, let's get to it. TBI is going to say, well, you didn't tell us this. Why are you telling them that? Why are you telling them that he said this or you said this? Yes, I'll show us Amber Alert, of course. Yes.
Attacked.
Not that we know of.
Ms. Proudfoot, you did decide to leave the home and you went to go see your husband, which I said is about 3 hours away. And some people have said that, you know, you have an autistic son who's missing. Why would you leave the home? Can you give us some insight on why?
There are a few reasons. We are posting flyers every direction we can, but at the same time, there were quite a bit of people that were, you know, sending some very threatening and hateful messages to us. They're following us. They're driving past our house all hours of day and night.
Well, they're driving by your camper 24 hours a day too. Okay. I would rather be, you know, in a $600,000 house than, you know, a camper. Just saying. I don't believe that's the reason though. I don't believe that's the reason. They have been to Mississippi too many times. In my opinion, Sebastian is somewhere along the route, close, off the road, on the way to Mississippi to his camper. Why do they keep going back? Horn Lake, yes, Horn Lake. The Yogi Bear.
Disturbing the neighborhood, and the neighborhood is very upset, concerned, and people are worried about their safety at this point. So one of the reasons that I did that is in the hopes that if we left for a couple of days, that it might calm that down and give our neighbors a little bit of reprieve as well.
A quick follow, Ms. Proudfoot. His biological father has said that he doesn't believe that he would have been barefoot because of the traumatic experience that he had stepping in a pile of ants. But you think
Another thing, why are the Proudfoots, Mr. and Mrs. Proudfoot, not talking to Seth? Katie, this is Sebastian's biological father. And you're not talking to him? You haven't talked to him in over 2 weeks? And that is also it. There you go. Yes. Yep. And it makes it federal too. Makes it federal too. That's right, ATS. Good to see you. Red flag.
left barefoot? Why are you so confident that he didn't have any shoes on or anything like that?
Because all of his
shoes have been accounted for.
Hold on.
As far as now,
Watch this.
Because
in a pile of ants. But you think he left barefoot. Why are you so confident that he didn't have any shoes on or anything like that?
Because all of his
shoes have been accounted for. As far as now,
Chris cuts in.
all of our shoes have been accounted for, mine and my wife's, at this point. So, I mean, there is no other answer as to what he would have been wearing at this point.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much for joining us on the program today. Our number one concern is to get Sebastian home back to y'all. We're going to put the number up for anyone that has any information on if you've seen Sebastian. You can call 1-800-TBI. That's the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. TBI find. We'll put up the timeline. If you were in any of these areas, we hope that you'll reach out to the number. Katie and Chris, thanks so much for joining our program this morning. All right,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was muted. The disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, February 26th, endangered child alert. February 27th is the Amber Alert that goes out. February 29th, pond drained but nothing found. And they have not stated that they have hit on anything that I am aware of, even though I wish this anchor would have asked Did they hit on anything? But I know Fox, they don't got enough time to, to ask anything. They, big media. Pond drained, but nothing found. March 2nd, reward issued for information. March 4th, search scaled back and parents speak out. The next day, March 7th, landfill in Kentucky searched. 3 days later, on March 10th, stepfather reveals fear for Sebastian. 4 days later, on March 14th, video shows activity outside their home. That is the dispatch. That is the dispatch. That's when they first started looking. They have I don't know if it was a false hit. I don't know if we're not understanding it right, but you can call them. You can call the office and ask them, and they will tell you no hits. They were. Justin, could it be possible he wore a pair of Chris's shoes? My son and ex had the same shoe size when he was 15. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No, in my opinion. And there's just, again, if you was in my live just a moment ago when I started talking about Riley, right? We got news while I was live, and I just said, guys, there's so many layers here. Something's not adding up. Bam, an article came out while we were live, and they're doing a second autopsy, and the world renowned guy at the body farm who did this, I guess he did the second autopsy. He said clothes don't come off dead people in the water normally. It's very rare. He said it's way more likely for someone to take the clothes off, right? There's too many layers, in my opinion, in Sebastian Rogers' case, right? You can have the lights were off, right? The lights were off. But in my opinion, you can't have this abusive father or stepfather, in my opinion, with this CPS case. I don't know if it'll. Let me see if you guys can hear it. Ooh. Hey, Tropicana. Hey, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Can you 1 second, dear? Can y'all hear her? Let me know if y'all can hear her in chat. If not, I may have to you may have to call back. No. Okay. Call right back. Call right back, okay, so I can fix it. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. We'll fix it. We'll do it the other way. Piles on piles. Shit still stinks. Yes. Yeah. Yes, he told that big lie, Quinny. Big lie. Not only was there a case, it was the very end of January. Yes, they studied decomp. Yes. Yeah, you can't hear. She's gonna call right back. So I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Thank you for calling, caller.
Hi, Justin. Thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
I just love your show.
Thank you.
I have a question and a comment real quick. Do we know how far the Texas Roadhouse restaurant is from Sebastian's house, and did they go to that restaurant?
They did go to that restaurant.
And
They were there at I think they were there at about 6:30 p.m. On Sunday evening, and it is about 12. I think it's about 12 minutes, 10, 12 minutes away. 5.5
The
miles.
footage of, excuse me,
Five and
would
a
they
half
have
miles.
footage of, yeah, thank you. Would they have cameras on to see if Sebastian had shoes on or not? Someone must have noticed. There were
Shoes
4
on
or 5 people there.
Do you mean shoes on at the restaurant?
What kind of shoes did he have on? Because if those shoes that he had on
Mhm.
are missing from the house, that means he didn't make it back. See where I'm going with that?
Correct. His mom or just bought him a brand new pair of shoes just a few days prior to him going missing. But from what the neighbors allege, they saw Sebastian and his mom arrive at their house, and later they see Sebastian take the trash out on Sunday evening.
At what time? I'm curious.
They didn't say a time. They just said evening. They're probably not going to tell us an exact time. They're probably not allowed to say an exact time. But they just said Sunday evening.
Didn't the waitress at the steakhouse say that they were in about 6 o'clock? Not later, around 6.
6:30. I mean, you're at the restaurant for probably an hour, hour and a half. It depends on, what you order and how busy they are and all that.
And could the mother or the father or someone else, allegedly, I'm speaking, put different shoes on and walk over to the pond to confuse the law enforcement?
It may visually confuse them, but it's not going to. I don't think it's going. That's a good question. That's a good question. I actually don't know that question, so I don't want to tell you something. If they walked in his shoes, would they smell her or would they smell Sebastian? Right? But they're
Right.
they're saying there was no hit, or I guess it was a false hit.
I'm just real curious if that's even possible, but I'm going to give up my minutes to the next caller.
Thank
I'm
you.
just joking with you.
You're funny.
Yes.
You're funny.
Well, salam.
Thank you.
Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. All right. No scent around the house. He lived there. Exactly, background. Yes. September Rain. Thank you so much, my dear. My oldest son is autistic. He has a hard time with change. It is possible he was more comfortable in his old shoes and wore them instead of new. Absolutely. I even hate wearing new shoes. I like the look of the new shoes, but I hate the feel of them, right? They're a pain. I'm not sure someone up in chat stated that I was. All right.
Tropicana.
Thank you for calling.
Hi.
Hi.
Tropicana.
Hello,
Can
dear.
they hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. Excuse me, I'm sick. In the beginning, Chris and Katie said that they had cameras inside and out, but they weren't working that night. Then we go to Nancy Grace, and they say they have no security system. But I've seen a picture, and I think I may still have it. I might have saved it. Picture of an ADT security placard sign in their front yard on the left side of the front porch.
Uh-huh.
So they do have a security system.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the house, it said it came with, when they bought the house, it says it comes with a security system. I mean, the woman works, she installs security systems every day.
Exactly.
Why do
And
you
she
not have a
knows how to
security
turn them
system?
off.
Why do you not have a
Right.
security
And she
system?
knows how to turn them off.
Oh, yeah.
And whenever you have to, when you have to use a code to get into your doors, that sets off an alarm if those doors are tried to be, broken into. That itself is a security system too.
Yes. Antoinette, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed that.
And no one's going to have a $600,000 home without a security system. It's unheard of.
Yeah. And that
Like
is,
Chris says, when he goes all out, so no, they're lying. They're lying.
mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think that Sebastian was put into Katie's car in the garage where no one could see her put him in there. When she went to go drive around looking for him in the middle of the night, that's when she got rid of him. And I believe that Chris was there at least in the middle of the night, and he had enough time from midnight to 3 to go to get rid of help Katie, and he could turn right back around and get back to Memphis and be there for work.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
they're in cahoots. That's just all there is to it.
They are in cahoots, in my opinion, as well. They definitely are.
It's plain as day. It's plain as day.
Now, the thing I want to know is this car that is TBI wanted to know if it was an Uber, if it was a neighbor's, whatever. I wonder whose car that was. Because
it could have been a rental.
Could have been a rental.
It could have been someone. It could have been a rental. It could have been a friend's. Mm-hmm. It could have been someone on the Proudfoot family that, he borrowed. Mm-hmm. Maybe they didn't know why, but I mean, it could have been anybody's car.
Yes. It absolutely could have been anybody's car. And I didn't know that, what is it? Uber, they rent cars as well.
Right.
They rent, yeah. I didn't know that. And there's an Uber place fairly close to the area. You can rent them at any hour. So,
yeah,
I think, they could have used a different vehicle. Now,
right.
What did they have the TBI found this vehicle? Have no clue. Have no clue if Chris and Katie, if they used a car like that, right? Have no idea. Right. But it's interesting because older cars
or
they don't have all the the Wi-Fi's and the Bluetooths and the GPS tracking
Right.
and all of that.
Right. And also, I was thinking that maybe Chris could have showed up and Katie went driving around. They could have met, and she passed Sebastian off to him. He went back towards Memphis, and somewhere between there and Memphis, he got rid of Sebastian, and he was there for work.
Elisa, the work van was towed away today? Oh,
I don't know.
okay, hold on. Was it the company that took it, or was it TBI investigators? I mean, because she hasn't been working, so our 2009 F-140 has all the bells and whistles. That's interesting. This
I'd
was
like to know if she worked.
this was I
I'd
want
like
to say
to-
it's a Nissan. Bet it was TBI. Just a rumor, unconfirmed. Well, I mean, if the van's not there, it's somewhere, right? I wonder if they have rental storage buildings somewhere. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to get off of here. So
Okay,
I can
my dear. All right. Thank you for
listen
calling.
to the rest. But that was just an idea. That's it's been going through my mind. But yes, they do have security. And they flat out lied to Nancy Grace.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys take care.
Us, but that's my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're lying about everything. But all of you take care.
Thank you,
and the chat keeps freezing up for me. I don't know why.
I know. I had to stop my live just a little bit ago because it just, I don't know. I couldn't do anything. So, thank you, my dear. Appreciate you calling.
Okay, well, I'll be there.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for what you're doing.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling.
Call from.
Oh, hold on one second.
Tammy.
Thank you for calling.
Hi, Dustin.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you.
This is Tammy in Tennessee.
Hey, Tammy.
Something that has been eating at me about this case
Mm-hmm.
is the stress that has been put on the fact that he left barefoot. Okay. Say if the mother or the stepfather was involved, what might be the reason for doing that? Because
say that again.
Like
you kind of broke up.
What might be the reasoning if they're involved with his disappearance and stressing so much that he was barefoot? Because I really don't think the police or TBI would know how many pairs of shoes the kid owned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they're not going to know, but I mean, I don't guess they would know. I don't think they could know how many that they have. But there's no reason for them to lie about, because they could have said he did, he walked out without his shoes. I mean, it actually makes him look way worse. Well,
I think so too. I mean, I think it does too, and I'm wondering, if they're involved, why they would say that. I mean, because I agree, it makes them look worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think there would be any way of proving beyond a shadow of a doubt, how many pairs of shoes a kid had. You know,
Right.
after the fact. After the fact.
I mean,
I just thought this
I
just
guess Seth could have said, well, why doesn't he have his, let's say, for instance, I'm just making this up. Why doesn't he have his blue shoes? Right? Why didn't Sebastian have his blue shoes? And, that could come up. And mom could be like, oh, well, he wore his white shoes. And Seth could say, well, I've never saw his white shoes. When did you buy him white shoes? And
yeah.
and they could, and I guess TBI could say, yeah, when did you buy those white shoes? Where did you get them? Tell us, when did you get them? Show us a receipt, something. But
Yeah.
but
I mean, I don't know. It's just there's so much stress that has been put on the fact that he was barefoot, which would have been out of character for him.
well,
You know,
it's not only out of character, it just doesn't make sense.
well, yeah, it's out of character for anybody.
Right. It just it doesn't make sense. Why would anybody, much less someone who has special needs, that has uh with textures and the way they sense things, why would they? I can't imagine them walking out into feeling all of the textures that you're going to feel in the middle of the night,
Right.
knowing you're not going to, you have no idea what you're going to step on next. um so yeah, it's
Unless, it's maybe like, but then that doesn't make sense either because she says all the doors were locked. It would have been easier to say that someone came in the house and took him straight from his bed. That might not have allowed time for shoes to be put on or something. But
correct.
no, she says the doors were locked.
Right.
So
But then
I don't know.
then you would have to have, well, where's the, is he seen going out of the, in camera frame? Is there anyone seen on that road? Right? Is anyone seen
Right.
on that road? The only car that
Right.
we know of, that I'm aware of, is, or have heard about, is the Uber. I'm just calling it the Uber car. We don't have no idea what the car is.
The mystery
The
car.
mystery car. Yeah, the mystery car.
Yeah. Well, did you? Okay, going back, and then I won't keep you on here.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Do you remember going back? They talked about that. I think it was maybe a neighbor's ring camera, or maybe just a camera. I'm not sure. Had saw them leaving, I think, or maybe coming home, and then they talked about how the trash can appeared. That they like the trash can, it wasn't there, and then it was there. So that's where it comes that Sebastian took the trash out
Mm-hmm.
for pickup the next morning, early the next morning. Well, okay, now we're hearing that they didn't get home until after dark from the restaurant. So
so he went missing in February. Had the time changed then yet or not? The time had not changed yet, right?
no, I don't think it had. I don't think it had. So it would have gotten. I'm pretty sure it would have been dark around 6:30 or near it. And I thought I heard somebody say that they left the restaurant around 6:30.
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't very far to their house, so. But I mean, I was just wondering if if nothing couldn't be picked up. It was so dark in that neighborhood. How they would have picked up the trash can being taken out, and why it's never been said that they saw Sebastian take the trash can out.
So, this was the absolute later part of the old time change. So the days were
Getting a little longer.
Still
Yeah.
a little longer. Okay, thank you, Green Eyes, for that. Green Eye PI. 5:44 was the sunset that day, so it would have been dark. Now, these cameras do have time change was March 10th. They do have some bit of night vision, right? I mean, it's not like total night vision.
Yeah, I've got a blink system. I've got cameras
Right.
all around my house. I don't have a door. I don't have the ring. I mean, the doorbell thing, because I've got a camera at my door. That's in with the blink system. But something else that my system does, like when it's activated, is yes, it will detect motion, and sometimes it's really dark here, and it detects motion, and I'll watch the thing over and over again, and I can't ever see a thing.
Right.
And I guess it's because it's too dark for me to see.
Right.
But another thing that it does ever so often, it will just do a little short. Each camera will do a little short video on its own. It's not motion activated. It just takes a little. I don't know how to explain it. Just a little video clip, and that's not motion censored. And I'm wondering if maybe they had that kind of system, whoever picked that up, because that would be the kind of thing where, okay, one time you might not see a trash can, and then when you went back and watched these random video clips that they decide to take ever so often, the system does, then you might see a trash can sitting there, but you wouldn't actually have seen the person pulling the trash can out there because it wouldn't be based on motion. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if maybe that's how it was, because it was like the trash can wasn't there, then it was there. But they never said anything about picking someone up on camera who was actually tugging the trash can out to the side of the roadside,
So my question is, when, let's say, Sebastian took the trash out at, we'll say, for all, let's say he took the trash out at 7 o'clock or whatever, and he goes back and said, well, the trash company said allegedly that the trash was so heavy and awkward shaped. In my opinion, that could be a mattress, comforters, something like that, because most of a lot of our mattresses now are memory foam, right?
And they're more flexible.
They're way more flexible. They're heavy as shit still. They're very heavy. But you can cut them up easy. You could cut them up very easy.
Right.
And but Sebastian couldn't move something that took two garbage men.
No, I don't think so either. And then of course there's so much that you hear that you don't know if it's factual information or not. But I heard somewhere that the actual landfill that was searched in Kentucky was where the bins from the construction site got emptied.
That is correct. Yes.
And then the Hendersonville, like the residential area where he lived, would have got taken to, I guess, a landfill in Hendersonville, or at least still in Tennessee.
Yes.
But I haven't heard a word about any other landfill getting searched. So that sort of baffles me. But maybe there's things we're not being told.
I'm
sure there's things we're not being
told. Yeah.
But I do agree that because I've watched all the Proud Foot interviews and things, and their stories are challenging, and it's not like maybe you were traumatized and then suddenly you remembered a little something that might be significant. It's different,
And I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother.
Michelle,
And
hold on. I'm sorry. Someone just said waitress Justin at restaurant said she only waited on Mom and Sebastian at 5:45. Where did you see that, Michelle? Is there an interview? Is there a
JLR.
okay?
and the waitress who remembered that Sebastian had salmon.
Really? Okay. Thank you. I'm too honest for
I
this.
think
Thank
that
you so much. Love you too. We love you too, my dear. Thank you so much for your support. Go ahead.
but I don't know. The mom just seems flat. I mean, she just seems. I'm raising a granddaughter right now that I've had since she was a newborn. She's now 12, and I'm not. I saw that kind of detachment in her mother.
Well,
And
there's and listen, God bless our military folks, men and women. God bless them. We are free because of them. But I will say that Sebastian was very little when she was deployed in the military, and
so they might not have
there is a long
bonding.
there's a long history of women who have a child very and they get deployed very young, and they
Right.
don't have that bond with them many times.
Exactly. Exactly. Because, I mean, I can remember almost the moments with my granddaughter and with her father, my son, that bonding happened. It wasn't like immediate, don't get me wrong. I mean, it was tickle pink when each of them were born, but
Right.
it was just this, overwhelming sense of, that, and I mean, and yes, they were little babies, so I guess I might get that if you have a baby and have to run off and be gone for a year or two, how that might change things.
Absolutely.
But so maybe that might be why she seems detached. I never thought about the military thing, but as soon as you said that and you said deploy, and then that he was young, I thought, oh, there was no bonding time.
Yep.
Not really.
Exactly.
That a lot of mothers have.
Yeah.
But anyway, I won't keep you. But it was bugging me about why there's so much stress being put on him. The barefoot thing. When, like you said, it makes him look worse.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for calling, my dear. I'm getting a beep, so I'm.
Well, I enjoyed talking to you, and I'm a new fan of yours.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You call anytime. Appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you. You have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, guys, 1 second, please. 1 second. I believe. Oops, hold on. We're getting another call.
Call from Adrian.
Thank you for calling, caller.
Yes. Is this Justin?
Speaking. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Oh, could you turn off the thing in the background?
I'm turning it off right. Yeah, I'm turning it off right now.
Otherwise, we'll both be echoing.
Okay. Yeah, we're off. Okay. I have a theory about all this.
Shoot.
I've been watching this case from, kind of back in the distance, kind of paying attention to it and all. And my thought is, whatever happened inside that house. And I believe the morning that she supposedly left to go look for him, I believe that may be when the disposal was done. But I believe whatever happened inside the house with the garage door shut. Nobody could see. That's why we don't have any cameras or anything like that with seeing her or him or nothing like that. And I think whatever happened inside the house. Because somewhere I heard in a interview from somebody or something that said the house was really clean. Now, look, I'm kind of OCD and I keep my house clean too, but, like the way they were talking, it was a little over the top. So I think whatever happened in the house, she cleaned the house. She took him out that morning. Or I hate to say this, he went out because from what I've researched, the dumpster run at the garbage run at about 5 o'clock, and she reported him missing at 6:33.
Yeah. So, someone just said JLR posted something. I'm gonna pop it up here. So, I
Yep.
think he was removed whenever she went to go look, or
Or that night when he
sometime
took out the
around
trash or
sometime around
something.
3 a.m. Thank you so much, KD. I appreciate you. It's very kind of you.
Yeah, I believe that too, and I believe whatever happened inside that house. That's why, and I don't believe there was scent dogs that got the scent on the trail to the pond back there. I don't believe there was dogs that ever hit on that. I believe that's just something Chris Proudfoot is saying just to try to get the heat off of him.
Yep.
But I honestly do. I believe that's what happened. All happened inside that house. That's why the house was so clean. That's why there's no cameras, because they keep the garage doors down. Her vehicle was inside the garage. They got a new mattress. I mean, put it together. We've seen all of us, I've been watching you since Summer Wells came out, and we've seen many cases like this, and I hate to say it, but,
it's not our first rodeo.
We've seen a lot.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And we've seen a lot of them. So, but what I don't understand, and I haven't been able to confirm this or not, did forensics ever go in that house? Or did the investigators just do a walkthrough? Or did forensics ever go in there?
Oh, they've been in that house over 10 or 11 times. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully they have something that we don't know about. But, yeah, I think it all happened in the house.
I agree.
I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. And
thank you so much for calling.
I will be watching you, hon. Okay, thanks, hon. I'll be watching. All right. Bye-bye.
Mike, they could be. I just don't, in my opinion, I just don't, like, to me, in my opinion, there's just too many things that add up, right? In my opinion. But believe me, I hope the last thing a human being wants to think is a parent doing this to a child. And to a child. Just 1 second, caller. Hey, caller, please hold 1 second, please, okay? So here, someone said that JLR posted something. And is this what you're talking about? They were talking about. Thank you, Diane, so much. I appreciate your support. Call was at 6:33. Yes. All right. I did an exclusive interview with Advertising Week 360. Okay, that's not it. That's an ad an hour ago. We already seen that one. Yeah, I don't think he posted anything on Twitter. Let me make sure. Make sure that's okay. If anybody has it, they can send it to me. Thank you for calling. Caller?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. This is Linda Lou from Tennessee.
Hey, Lindy Lou from Tennessee. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Can I play devil's advocate for a few minutes?
Of course. I love devil's advocate. I do.
I was just wondering to take everything out of the box.
Sure.
And start fresh with everything.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. What if by chance Chris was out of town? And what if she came home and started to unwind and probably started drinking and probably drank and fell asleep on the couch, and she heard something, and she got up and because she said that she was walking in towards the go to bed when she heard something. And Sebastian said, Are you okay, Mom? No, she said, are you okay? And he says, yes, Mom, go to bed.
Yeah, that's one of the versions. And then the other.
Okay, now what if
Mhm.
she got mad at him for still being up after she's supposed to be in bed at 9 o'clock?
Yep.
And she might have got out, because I've always heard that redheads got a bad temper.
Yeah.
And you got a redhead and drinking. I mean, it's Seth says she done a pretty good job at times.
Yep.
And that if she did and lost it and hurt him some way and then called Chris a crying and screaming at him.
Yep.
To get home, to get home, to get home.
Yep.
That he came in and they took him out after he got there.
Yep.
And then he went back to work.
Yep. You must have missed the very beginning of this show, because I said very similar thing. Yeah, I said, you know what? She might have been laying on the couch. She, fell asleep at 9 o'clock. He was up at 11 o'clock still when she woke up. She was going to bed, and she was drunk or whatever, and she snapped, and did something to him, and that is very, very possible.
And then he came back, and then he's trying to, he's not wanting to tell. He's trying to keep things from her. Because when she starts to say something, he will butt in and say, well, this, about the shoes and everything. Seth said on an interview that she had told him that he didn't need some more shoes. And he went and bought him a pair of boots like his.
Mm-hmm.
And gave it to Sebastian. But Seth might be. Chris might be all that and might think he's just as bully as he. But I think he's just covering up for her. Because I imagine that's what she done. She snapped on something.
It could be.
And that's when. Like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate, because it's everybody's different in their thoughts and in their minds at times.
Absolutely.
I never was drunk. I never have been drunk. Never have drunk. But she there's just something more about her, more worse vibes I'm getting off her than I'm off of him. That's just me.
Right. I'll be honest with you. Either one of them could have done this. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. If he had take that baby off, if it comes out that way, he could be charged with getting away with a corpse, God forbid,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he took it off. But I want Sebastian to be okay, but it looks dreary and dreary and dreary every day.
I know it does. And
yeah,
it's sad.
and
he's just a
yeah,
little boy who has autism,
so,
and just a sweet little kid.
And you don't talk to them hateful and mean and everything. You've got to come through them with love and get them to understand without being harsh with them, because it makes them that more rebellion towards you when you get angry with them. And I believe I believe she really done something.
Well, you get more honey. What is it? You get more bees with honey than vinegar, right? That's what we say in the South.
Yes.
And you get more with giving love than anything else too. So I agree.
That's you can always get your partner to do something for you when you show them a little more love, and you do being mad at them all the time.
That's right. You're exactly right.
But honey, I'll let you go. I thought I'd call and just play devil's advocate.
No, I appreciate it.
What to do.
I agree with you. That is very possible. Very, very possible.
And you have a good night, Justin. God bless you, honey.
God bless you. Thank you for calling. Bye-bye. All right. Sounds about right. Anyone want to take? So I'll tell you about the snakes here in a little bit. It's okay. Someone called there. All right. I'll tell you because they said some more things about the people that own the snakes. Retrieve trash bags. Okay, hold on 1 second. Oh. Call back, caller. Oh, hold on. Maybe I can get it. Hello, my dear.
Hey, Justin, this is Skyladen. How are you?
Good. How are you, love?
I am doing good.
Good.
Just thinking something here.
Sure.
Am I echoing?
No. I'm just...
Okay. You remember how she said about the trash that Sebastian had to take out the trash?
Yes.
And I'm wondering if the trash that he took out wasn't the regular house trash to the big bin. And that's why he was able to carry it.
Oh, could be. That's a good point. Good point.
You know, because I was thinking, I'm like, yes, that other one would be heavy, but if he was taking out the indoor trash to the outdoor, and another thought is, I wonder if, assuming allegedly Chris was there, remember he said that if his room was dirty, he would clean his room and throw away all the toys that were there?
Yep.
I wonder if that trash bag was not full of his stuff.
Yep.
That he had to go throw out.
Yep.
And then to play on to that, I wonder if Sebastian didn't try sneaking out of the house to retrieve that bag.
Perhaps. Possible. Sure.
I mean, that's kind of like going off in a different avenue there, you know, as far as that trash goes.
Mm-hmm.
But then another thing I have noticed, every time they ask her about the shoes, he interrupts her.
Oh, really?
I noticed that on the interviews. Yes. Whenever they ask about the shoes, he jumps in.
I'll have to go look.
So I'm wondering what's behind that. Yeah, I checked out a couple of them, and a few times, yes, he has. He jumps in and says, you know, brings in his narrative and interrupts her.
Okay.
So I was just, like I said, I just wanted to call in and let you know what I was thinking as I was stolen on my machine. I'm like, wait a minute, they're talking about the trash. I wonder if, you know?
That is, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's very possible. It sure could. It could have happened for sure. You never know, right?
You never know, you know, but that would explain why he was able to carry the trash as opposed to the big bin.
Absolutely.
But I love everything you do. I watch you all the time. And I'm going to let you go so someone else can call in. And God bless your heart, sweetie. You are just so awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you calling. Love you too, honey.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, give me 2 seconds. I've got something coming in here, and it's very interesting. Hold on. All right. I'm not going to take calls for just 1 minute because I want to talk about this that someone just messaged me. I want to know if you guys have heard anything about this. So someone said in a message, Okay, I want to show it. So there is a TikTok page going on multiple lives saying that law enforcement retrieved 3 trash bags in the mom's work van yesterday. Can anyone confirm this? Now, there's the van again. We're talking about the van. I can't imagine her leaving trash bags in the van. I can't imagine her leaving 3 trash bags in the van. But it's been a month as well, so, it could have been somewhere and it could have been put in. They've searched the place 11 times. Oh my, Brink's van would be sloppy. I cannot. My niece saw it towed away only. So, absolutely, they would have searched it day one. They would have searched it day one. But I know the van was towed away. So if anyone sees or hears anything about this, please let me know. I'm sure that they've checked the van too. But I mean and I feel pretty confident that this is nothing, to be quite honest with you. But that is true as well. You need a warrant for a business vehicle and probable cause affidavit. Yeah, you need it's different, right? This is a big security company. Allegedly not confirmed 2 trash bags, Justin. That is, yes, your trash hits the curb, it's public property. But if there was trash bags in the van, there's that. And she hasn't been working a month. They may have came and just got the van. We don't know. Chantel, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Y'all, please welcome Chantel to the family. Thank you so, so much, my dear. Appreciate it. Any judge would give them a warrant fast. Perhaps, most likely. Hey, Miss Ryan, good to see you. Hey, Justin, I left you a voicemail message. Please listen to it and tell me what your thoughts are on this, please. If you want to call back, you can call back. Now, let me fix my phone. So, because I was trying to. Where's my phone at? Which app? Which app? Oh, I need to do something because I promised Vet Girl. And we need to always do this anyways. From the TBI newsroom, this is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And he is a 15 years old male, white, brown eyes, brown hair, 5'5", approximately 106 to 120 pounds, missing from Sumner County, Tennessee, missing since February 26, 2024. An Amber Alert has been issued for Sebastian Rogers. He was last seen on February 26th in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. Sebastian has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Emergency Communication Center at 615-451-3838 or call TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. And you can speak with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office as well. Detective B. Carter, 615-451-3838. God, that would be amazing if he is found alive and well. Be amazing. Crack a Cold Case. Thank you so much for becoming a member, my friend. Appreciate you. Y'all, please welcome Crack a Cold Case. I like your screen name. That's pretty cool. Okay, Mrs. Ryan. I need to turn off the do not disturb now. Okay, y'all can call now. I got some voicemails here. 853. I can send this. I was trying to. Let me see what this says. Thank you for calling. Oh, are you there?
Hello?
Hello, how are you, dear?
Hi. My turn to me down. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's up?
I just wanted to, comment. I lived with a narcissist, abusive person forever, and this man sends red flags to the moon to me. I had chills.
Yeah. He's definitely feels narcissistic to the.
Who has a child still call him Mr. Chris after you've been together that long?
Yeah,
With
Mr.
a child,
Chris.
no contact. Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
It seems like it was just very sterile in that house.
Yes,
it didn't feel like there was. I don't want to say. I mean, I believe that Katie loves
Yeah.
Sebastian, but I don't feel like she was
There was a lot of
loving.
affection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, I get that 100% because I lived it, and my poor child went through it, and I got him out of it, thank God. But him speaking and the words he uses and the tones and Mr. Chris, oh my gosh, it just gives me chills. And how would you put Nancy Grace? Or not, what Nancy Grace? It was the other one. You have to pick a punishment. I think that's what he said about the belt in one of the interviews. I about died. It was horrible because I had flashbacks on that. That is so horrible.
Yeah. He's he likes his ego scratched and stroked. That's for sure.
It's so horrible, and my prayers are with them. And I mean, you get the vibe, you feel it. They know something.
Yeah.
He didn't just walk out.
Yeah.
And my nephew has autism, and I mean, he's 20 something. We're not dumb.
Yeah, you get the feeling, like when they were talking to Nancy Grace specifically, they didn't show a lot of emotion in their face or anything, but they just looked like they were deer in headlights.
Yes, and see, that's the thing.
They looked like they were carrying the world on their shoulders.
Yes, and see, that's with a narcissist. They put on that show for everybody that they're yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I do this, I do that. I'm so good, But in real life, they're horrible people. But to them, and everybody else says they do not want them to see that. That is the worst thing in the world for them to be considered the bad guy or whatever. Because they're always right. It's horrible, and I hate that child lived that long in that mess because it's horrible.
It's bad.
My poor child was there for a little bit, and he still has issues because of it. Sadly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not physical abuse; it's mental abuse.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say thank you, and y'all do a wonderful job keeping everybody up to date and
thank you, my
his
dear.
name in limelight. And thank you so much.
I appreciate you. God bless you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Michelle says, just in short video, JLR YouTube gives huge details about dog. Lie, mom said at restaurant, and shows messages lied with group. So I from what I understand, it was just the two of them at the restaurant. If anyone knows, please let me know. Hello, Miss Ryan. How are you, my dear?
I am good. How are you?
Good, good. What's up?
I'm excited that it finally got through.
Yay.
So question for you.
Mhm.
Do we know for absolute sure that any of the videos or ring doorbells in the neighborhood caught Sebastian on camera taking the trash out that night? I'd like to know, if that's like 100%, for sure. Because then I was wondering, is either mom or stepdad around the same size? Because could one of them been dressed kind of like him since it was so dark and took the trash out so that they could say that was the last time he was spotted for sure on camera?
That's possible. It is possible. So the trash, I'm assuming it would have had to have been fairly dark then as well. So, I mean,
So if they were like same height as him, possibly, or if they could have like kind of dressed like him, been in dark clothes to try to make it look like him if he was already,
yeah, and
gone by then.
Green Eyes makes a Green Eyed PI makes a great point. None of us have seen that video, like in the public eye. Like the neighbor has only given it to the authorities. She has told us what, but they're not, because that's evidence. That is
Yes.
legit evidence. They're not going to let that get out.
Okay. So I didn't know if it was rumor that they had, video of it that the police did. So I'm happy to know that that's not a rumor.
Yeah.
But I still would kind of like to know if, either of them are near his size or could try to, portray themselves as him.
Yeah.
Possibility.
It is a possibility. Sebastian is very skinny. Very skinny and tall.
And he's tall though, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's 5'5". I mean, Chris, he's I believe he's short and chubby, more chubby.
Okay.
I mean, he's not big,
Like obese, but yeah.
Right, but he's, he's like me, a little chubby. So, so that's, that's about it. But anything is possible for sure.
All right, well, that was my thought. So thank you.
Thank you, my love. Thank you for calling.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Interesting. You never know. Stranger things have happened. 110 pounds is skinny. That is very skinny. Yeah. Yeah. But from what I understand, doesn't Chris have like Napoleon syndrome? Isn't he like really, really short? I don't know how short. I've heard he's really short. I don't know if that's true. What's going on in chat? Watch scratches on Chris's arm, and also both service bad records. Thank you for calling.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So I was calling because I'm a senior year in a criminal justice program.
Sure.
And I have to say about this, like, I definitely think that the chances of finding him alive at this point are so slim. I mean, that's the obvious. It's like the first thing kids, they're not housed in 72 hours. It's usually not a good outcome. I do believe the stepmom is suffering from battered women syndrome. Just by the observation of her with the husband, I think that when she's suffering from that battered wife syndrome, she's not only thinking, I'm going to lose somebody else I love, with the trauma bond, But she's also thinking, probably being threatened, like he'll pin it on her, whatever happened. And that she may not, the way she keeps saying, to be honest, and honestly, when she says she wishes she knew where she was, people keep saying that means she's lying. I think she may be telling the truth, that she does not know what he did with her son. Like, she does not know where her son is, at least.
That could absolutely be true. She may not, some people don't even want to know, right? They don't want to know. They may know what happened, but they don't know where he is, right?
Right. And people say that, like, they need to interview her alone. I think a lot of people are forgetting she does have spousal privilege. She does not have to speak to the police about anything involving her husband.
That's a wonderful point. Wonderful point. That is true. You don't have to talk to, yeah.
You don't ever have to talk to the police anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I teach my 11-year-old this. Like, you don't ever have to talk to the police.
Right.
Don't talk to the police. It's usually not in your best interest if you're in trouble. Get a lawyer. But they're
true.
not lawyering up because he is so smug that he can beat this, I feel like. And I feel like he is the driving force behind finances, and financial motivation would be a huge proponent for domestic violence here. If the custody was supposed to go to Sebastian's father coming up in a couple of months, that means that mom, they probably were to owe child support to the father. They both have, it seems, decent jobs. They're probably ordered a decent amount of support that he did not want to pay. So financial problems always increase domestic violence.
They're in a boatload of debt. I mean, a boatload of debt. Chris and Katie are.
Yeah. So the violence generally escalates whenever, and this is like level 400 domestic violence courses that are recent. I mean, the highest motivation is always financial reasons.
Yes.
Like for even for the cause of fighting.
Oh, absolutely.
In the marriage.
Yes.
And it's alluded that they were having marital problems. I guess the stepdad told the real dad.
Well, it's money and it's cheating, and kind of sounds like both may have been a problem, allegedly, right?
Their stories are changing.
Yes.
And she continues to talk about him in the past tense. It's very alarming.
Yeah.
I've highlighted at least 17 times in one interview where she referred to him in the past tense.
Yeah. Chat saying no child support per Seth. Now, I do know that he got a check for
a Social Security check.
Yeah, like some type of, I don't know if it's Social Security, but it was some type of income.
That's a financial motivator for sure.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think that
it's not like an extreme amount or anything. But things. It's still a motivational factor. Can be.
So in victimology, what we learn is that women and children generally know their abusers, whether it's physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. They generally know their abusers.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to step-parent rates, stepfathers are the highest or most likely to harm a child up to the point of being fatal.
And we see it.
So that is an absolute fact.
All the time. All the time.
And all the time. He has a history. He has a record of being a general family batterer. And it's alarming that case only came up in 2021 and he married so quickly. It just shows he's probably love bombing her again. Getting her right into the cycle. So that's a huge, huge red flag.
Yes.
I feel like all the facts are there in front of the faces in the TBI. I have had the privilege of working with the TBI. My friend was held hostage last year in Dixon County. He ended up having his brains blown out by the officer. He shot a cop and then came out with the guns out. So he knew what he was doing when he did that. They tried to get him out alive. He almost killed her. It was a big deal. But I will tell you, their negotiation tactics were on point. They did everything they possibly could get everybody out safely. They do a very good job. They're very thorough. They were thorough in the investigation surrounding the circumstances of his death and what led to that point, and in taking care of my friends. So I will say, a lot of people are talking crap about the cops in Tennessee right now. I'm going to say that the TBI is probably the best agency that can be on this right now. And it screams a lot to me that they're going from looking for the body to investigative tactics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think they can crack the mom, maybe, but I don't think she's going to crack. I think he's convinced her that she's going to go down for it.
Well, I know allegedly that he threw a fit that she took a lie detector test, and he did not take one. He did not take one. Now, he told Nancy Grace he was going to take one, but we still have not heard anything.
Is it possible she's cooperating with the police?
No, I don't think so. Anything is possible, but is it probable?
If they bugged the camper or something.
Oh, I bet you.
It's hard.
I bet you they
People
are.
don't understand how hard it is to actually acquire a TAP warrant, though.
Mm-hmm.
And how hard it is to actually, especially, and get GPS trackers. There are extreme rules of evidence for digital.
Yeah, well,
any sort of digital or electronic warrant.
Yeah.
And there's so much legislature that's blurry surrounding it that, there's a lot in statutes that affect this, and the rules of evidence for that. It's hard to get a warrant for that. But if she says, "Hey, yeah, I'll ride along with him and he'll talk about it," with me, then it's very possible. They asked for a week. It's been about a week when they were asking the Cajun Navy to stop searching, that she's organizing some kind of plea in order to take him down.
Well, the first to talk's the first to walk. More, I don't know if anybody's going to be walking on this case, but
she's probably still going to do some time.
Yeah, but
So there was a similar case. I think the woman ended up doing 16 months, and I can't remember which case it was off the top of my head. I study so many, but it was a recent one. But she'll definitely get a plea if she cooperates.
Yeah, because I think they need her. They really need her right now, to be honest. I don't know what they have, but
they met with the dad and stepmom alone today. So people are speculating on why the stepfather wasn't involved. Well, you're dealing with a minor, and you're dealing with confidential information and an ongoing investigation. So it's very possible they were there together only because they are simply the biological and rightful parents of that child legally.
Yes, yep.
And they likely have a legal custody order and agreement, and this would be an extenuating circumstance under that, obviously. But it's very possible that the stepdad not being invited isn't as much of a red flag as people are making it out to be.
I think it's probably not a red flag, but I think it's helpful regardless.
I think they do need to get those parents together and say, "Hey, you guys don't know this is your kid. You guys made this kid together.
Right.
We need to find your kid."
Yeah, and she hasn't spoke with Seth in almost 3 weeks.
So some of their moves, I almost wonder if they do have an attorney friend or something kind of advising them, maybe, but that he just talks too much. There's some things they're doing that, I don't know if people know this. They keep hounding them for not searching and stuff, and the dad's searching, and he's the better parent. I'm going to tell you that statistically speaking, the people at vigils and searches and searching are oftentimes the culprit as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It is absolutely a trend through criminology.
Absolutely.
That people who are guilty. If you look at the Scott Peterson
I was going to say Scott
Peterson.
Yeah,
As a kid.
I'm in France. It's the new year.
I used to. Yeah, we went to church with them. It was crazy.
Oh.
I remember Modesto during that time, and so if you look at Scott, he was all over. He was at every vigil. He was at every event for her. he was searching, and he was like pleading in the interviews to the public, please bring my wife home. Please, while he's having an affair and like all this, and I can't believe he's getting a new trial, but I digress. And the thing is that like he did it, by the way. I know he did.
Oh, please,
But
yeah.
and that can be a big thing. Like, I mean, we're looking at the mom and stepdad and their reactions and things like that too. And he does seem like a narcissistic dick. No, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
does.
It is what it is.
But at the same time, the narcissism with that guy could also just be, I know everything, you know, that general swag and ego. And then you may look at the dad a little bit too.
Yeah. Well, just
Unfortunately,
because you're a
what we
narcissist
saw
doesn't mean you're a killer, right? So
we saw with the Shonda Ark and her son Ryan Ferguson. We saw with that there, where nobody in that family really wanted to take care of that special needs child.
say that again.
At the same time.
Oh, I gotcha. With Sean. Okay, gotcha.
The stepmom
Mm-hmm.
and the father the father of them had custody, and they gave them back against the court's wishes to them because they couldn't deal with the younger child apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And if dad knows that he's gonna come live with them in a couple months, I think we also need to be thinking outside of just the step parent and the mom and what the TBI may be looking at as a whole. But there is a loss of control of the family unit on the couple's side. That'll escalate things. And there's also a rumor she was having an affair.
I mean,
Has anybody talked about that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have. Yeah. Now,
So
are you insinuating that Seth could be involved?
I think that like I'm just looking at it from all sides, from everything I've learned in 4 years.
But
and I'm thinking, what are the red flags on the other side too?
Yeah, I mean there is a report in the past about when they were going through a divorce, but it was just more of a piece of paper that she filed. But he was at work. Like, we do know that he was at work. He worked for the prison system himself.
Okay.
So
I'm also wondering if they did go through the house, if they have not paid somebody off to hold him and didn't expect it to garner this much media attention to keep him from the.
I mean,
there's some feisty people out there. I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, there are, but I don't know if I think that these two are too educated, respectfully, for that. You know what I mean? I just think that their education and their status is.
I think quite the opposite. I believe mom is either autistic with the way she reacts, and possibly also would make her an increased likelihood to be a victim of the stepdad. And I definitely think that her IQ may be lower. The job she works is one that you can get here and they'll train you in like 4 days to install these systems, you know? And it might be like 2 weeks. It's still like, it's something you can just go get here to work for Brinks, I believe is where she works. And then as far as him, I mean, he's okay. So like, look, I love blue collar men. Okay. I really do. But let me tell you something. They make good money, but he that doesn't really I could kind of see his status almost being higher than hers. He probably makes a significant amount more than she does.
Sure.
So there's also that power play there, but like I make more money, you know, things like that can factor into a domestic violence relationship quickly as well under the financial abuse aspect. Like, can you live without me if I go to prison? You know, there's a lot of things he can be holding over her head too. I do see I see way more red flags with the stepmom and dad. I'm not even kidding, but I can see the police looking at all sides of things. I'm glad that there's a confirmation alibi for the dad though.
Yes. Yeah, that there is. That there is.
It's just, and their story's changing. It's not a good thing. And I think the police are letting them hang themselves with these interviews. That's what they did with Scott.
Yes. That's what they did with Leilani, too. That's what they did.
Yeah. I mean, he's so guilty. I don't know, but I don't know if she knows she may not know either. If she doesn't know exactly what happened, I don't think she knows where the kid is just by what she's saying.
She may not. She may not.
I think, because they said that he went in the night before to work. And I'm familiar with this area in Tennessee. I have friends that live in Clarksville. I have friends that live down by Dixon and Aaron. We got friends in Memphis, so I'm very familiar with the area. I guess the stressful thing about that is that he could live. I don't know if you guys have ever been in that area of Tennessee, but it's completely rural.
It is.
There are so many places you could hide a body out there.
Yeah.
So much land. Off that Highway 61 there. Dirt roads, gravel roads, dead spots, dead zones where you wouldn't have GPS or phone hits.
Absolutely.
If you guys have ever been in rural Tennessee, you'll know as soon as you get off the main highway, your phones aren't going to work, no matter who you have.
Yes. There's a call.
And there's a lot of dirt roads. There's a lot of things. So anywhere he was on his way to work, I mean, it's circumstantial if they have a lack of GPS hit because there's so many dead zones.
Yes.
And circumstantial evidence is going to be something like the Casey Anthony case we saw, where it's going to end up in an acquittal if they don't have hard evidence.
Absolutely.
So they probably need mom to turn on him.
Absolutely. Hey, caller, I've got to get the next call. I'm sorry, my dear.
You're good.
I've went a little bit time over, but thank you so much for calling. Please call back, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, dear. Okay. That I spent 17 minutes. That's as long as I could do. I've got something I gotta talk about. Here is thank you for saying that. Have you been questioned at all? I really don't remember. It was busy Sunday night. If I could guess, it was 6-ish. He had... No, I've been questioned. He's had to have been questioned by then. Thank you for calling. Oh, God. Hello?
Actually, hey, it's Christine with Greco Cold Case. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Am I actually on with you?
Yes, you're live.
Okay, so listen up really quick. Facts are facts, y'all. We got to follow the facts. The facts are this woman took out this little boy all day long the day before he went missing.
Uh-huh.
The last people to see him was his aunt and his 2 cousins, right?
Yeah.
So we should be investigating. When's the last time they all hung out? Like, is that a normal thing?
Yes.
Out, or is that just something?
Bingo.
You know?
Yes.
Right. Yep. Okay. And then we know for a fact that that boy was in that house that night.
Yes.
Only her and the boy. All of his shoes are there. He's scared to death of fire ants. He's scared to death to be outside in the dark. So he did not leave that house on his own.
I don't think so either.
Okay. Well, we know. I mean, somebody carried him out of that house because he was scared to walk outside without his shoes.
Yeah, well, you don't float out and miss every camera and not leave footprints. Something,
right?
You know, especially with his condition.
I'm an internet sleuth. I am not an investigator. I do not YouTube, but I've worked thousands of these cases since 1995. I started doing this, and there's not one parent, one father, one mother that is not losing their effing mind when they don't know where that child is, and they definitely would not leave that house.
Absolutely.
So
it's just,
that's
they're running.
Biggest thing.
It's a way
without a doubt. I think he's in the RV. God forgive me. I think it's another Chris Watson. He's in that tank of the RV.
Wow.
I didn't hear they searched the RV.
I'm sure that they have. I'm sure that they have.
Um,
But it's I don't know. I think it's on the route somewhere very close off the road.
I'm telling you, as a mom and as an investigator, that family, that mama, forget about the father. And y'all know that they have not been together for a long time. Like, he has not been in that house for months. He just came back when she called him and told him that Sebastian was missing. He's not been around. He's been at work like for months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not
So I'm
marriage,
wondering if
really.
he's abused. Maybe he is abused, and he didn't want to come back until she took care of Sebastian.
Well, that's a great point. That's a great point.
Bullying us, caller. I'm not trying to bully you. I'm just be telling you what I know from my experience. There's no that house with that child missing.
So, it's interesting you said that, because I was just talking about a case a week or two ago, and I didn't really cover it, but I talked about it. This woman, she unalived her kid to prove to her boyfriend that she loved him.
Right, and I hate to speculate because I'm all about facts, but when you start speculating, that is a very good point. I mean, he was a JLR did. I can talk about him in here because I see you talking about him.
Yeah.
He did a whole thing this morning on someone that contacted him from Alabama, and telling him all about how he was trying to cheat and they didn't know that he even had a kid or a son, and they gave him the Scooby Doo name. I don't know if you saw all that, but he's definitely out there messing with other women. And I just wonder if she is being abused. And I don't know what her background is, but maybe she unalived him to get him back. I don't know. I hate to speculate. We don't know anything yet. What I do know is that all of his shoes was in the house. That's a fact that I do know. All his shoes was in the house. What I do know is that they were the only two there. What I do know is there was a thump. Why would they even mention that and not go investigate it, the mom? Oh, I heard a thump, but you didn't go in there with your autistic child?
I believe that she did hear a thump of something, but she's not telling what that thump was.
My biggest thing is that she would not have left that home with him being missing.
Mm-hmm.
No mother. Everybody says everybody reacts a different way. No, they don't. Every family I've been on a case with, every search I've been on, the mother is always losing their shit.
There is a, like I've always said, everyone behaves differently, but there is a universal cry, anguish, grief, sadness of a parent that has lost a child. It's universal.
Exactly.
It's grief.
Exactly. I've been on a lot of searches, and no mom is ever sitting behind the camera in an RV how many 100 miles away. Yeah. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but whatever.
Right.
My whole thing is the shoes are in the house. The child did not walk out there by himself. So somebody knows something.
Well, if he did walk out barefooted, fine. Where's footprints? Where's
go take your other call. If your chat's getting upset, they keep saying go, go, go. But I don't see none of them calling, but that's cool. But listen, y'all, God bless you for what you're doing. God bless you for what you're doing. Thank you for keeping the story alive. All of you rock. You sleuthers, get out there and find them.
That's right. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for calling. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm going to turn it off for a minute. Give me 1 second, y'all. So I can turn this off. I want to show y'all something. Okay. They do not know if the shoes were in the house. They do not know if the shoes were in the house. Per TBI spokesperson. What do you mean by that? I'm sorry, Thought Criminal. Could you elaborate a little bit? Thank you, Crack a Cold Case. Thank you so much. I wonder how mom passed the lie detector test. If she not happened. I don't lie detector tests mean nothing to me personally. I mean, it could be a number of things. She drinks a lot, for instance, allegedly drinks a lot. Some people know how to pass lie detector tests. She's kind of in the you know, the criminal business, right? I mean, she knows the statistics of, breaking and entering and all of that, because she has to give those statistics to her customers when she's trying to sell all this stuff. So thank you again, Little Miss Sunshine. Crack a cold case. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Ted Bundy passed it. Yeah. And psychopaths can easily pass him. I do know that Chris was very unhappy allegedly with her. With taking that lie detector test. So I don't know. And there's many factors to a lie detector test. Not only if you're taking something, there's ways and things you can do. It doesn't detect lies. It detects the physiology of how your body responds to a lie. When you're lying, your heart rate, right? Your blood pressure, all of that. If you can keep that under control, you got it aced. That's what you got to keep it, right? Let me find something here. It would be what is that? Hold on. Old Hickory Lake tonight, emergency responders on Lake and Water. Someone just posted that. Let me take this off. Give me 1 second here, y'all, so I can. All right, sorry, I had to take that down there. I don't know what they're potentially searching. Famous case related to callers. Idea of her doing something to keep Chris is the Diane Downs case here. Yes. Yes. Another thing is, in Tennessee, you don't have the privilege of the spousal privilege. Spirit Seeker Justin, so those screenshots I sent you were what jailer shared comments from CP's sister who was with CP and Sebastian on Sunday, and the waitress who waited them. Thank you so much for that, Spirit. I appreciate you. Good to see you, my dear. Nosy, thank you so much, my love. He lied and said it was up in the air with the job. So they left because he was going back to work. He lied and said it was up in the air with job. 2, they left because he was going back to work. Yeah, that's essentially, it's a lie, right? My job's up in the air, but I'm going back to work. What does that mean? If your job is up in the air, you're not going back to work. If your job is up in the air, your job is up in the air. Why are you paying a bunch of money to rent a spot that you're 3.5 hours away from your home, where you're saying your child and your stepchild left out the door? They're saying it, not you, but you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They look completely different, people on Nancy Grace, both almost whispering. I have 2 autistic children. both on different spectrums, and I just feel so bad for this boy. Minus 22 and 24. God bless you, Raina, and God bless your children. It's a lot. You have the scanner up for that area. Up in the air like a crime, yeah. Justin, helicopters at Lake. They're probably checking. That is the area where the dogs alerted on the live. Got ya. So this is very close to the house. We'll go back to here. So there's any comments? No comments. Seth Rogers, Sebastian's biological father, doing an interview. It looks like, from my understanding, but the location is odd. Exit 31 off I-24, just right past Jolton exit. I pass by the gas station twice every single day, and when I first noticed, I literally had chills all over my body. I was not expecting to run into Seth in this area. I hope they find Sebastian and bring him justice. Does anyone recognize this truck? When I looked up the number on the side from Google, it seemed to be some kind of law firm, I believe. Look at that's a father. Look at that. That makes me want to cry just seeing that photo. Oh my God. Look at him. He's out there. I see you. I just sent him the Seth interview. Okay. Look at him. That's a father. Working 7 days a week, 24 hours almost, probably a day. Yes, you've never lied in your life, Chaz. Yes, yes. You send an email? Okay, gotcha. Yes. It's not like none of us have ever lied in our life, right? All right. Ooh, what's this? I just got sent. Okay, here we go. This is okay. Here we go. Here's that interview, y'all. Look at this. I'm going to play this, and I've got to. Here's Tinkle. I'll be right back.
Son went missing. How are you feeling today?
Same as I was yesterday. Just continuing the search, continue looking. I'm not going to give up. Nobody can make me give up.
And where have you been searching? Where do you think he is?
I've been searching everywhere. I mean, anything out of that 5 mile radius that the initial search did, they covered everything there. But there's stuff elsewhere. I mean, we got a lot of territory to cover. And it being over a month, he could be anywhere currently. So I'm searching everywhere.
You, Katie, and Chris had a meeting with TBI today. Did you find out any new information?
Not that I can discuss.
Any progression that might show hope in this search?
Oh, I always have hope. Can't take that away from me.
And how confident are you that Sebastian is alive, and what do you think he's doing right now?
Pretty sure he's probably playing video games somewhere. Nobody's letting him, whoever's got him, they're not letting him see the regular news. They're not letting him surf the internet. Or else he'd know that I'm looking for him. And he'd know that he should actually be trying to get a hold of me. And that keeps me going.
Is there a strong reason to believe he may have been abducted?
I don't know if he's been abducted or if he's just, over at a friend's house. Never know. But I'll know when I find him. I'll know exactly what has happened to him.
And other news outlets were reporting that there were lights seen in the backyard that were caught on camera by a neighbor's video. Is that true?
No. What that was a trash truck. Went through, picked up trash, and when it left, course, it went faster. It didn't have to stop to pick up trash. That's just false information provided by a particular person.
Trash truck now. Is he meaning that, or is he just trying to throw people, That's interesting.
Did the dogs ever pick up a scent for Sebastian?
From my information that I've been given, no.
Did they find anything on Sebastian's cell phone that would, kind of show that he was going to run away or where he might be?
Not that I know of. He didn't have any internet access or anything on there. He'd have been able to call, text, take a picture, send a picture, use the calculator. That's about it.
Was Sebastian in school on Friday the day?
A trash truck at 3 a.m.? A residential trash truck at 3 a.m.? A residential trash truck at 3 a.m. I've never heard of that.
Before he went missing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you, Chris, or Katie, or any of you suspects in this case?
No, we're not.
Have you been cleared?
I don't know if the investigation is still ongoing.
Now, I want to make, he's saying that. Just, guys, he's trying to just, you know what I mean? He's work with it. Just work with it is what I'm saying.
We wouldn't be cleared until the investigation's done. But currently, from my understanding, they don't have any information that would attach us to any wrongdoing.
CPS has gone to Katie's house before. You didn't know about that until this investigation. How does that make you feel?
This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. This is chess. This is not checkers. This is a life. And we got to do, and he has to do whatever it takes.
That somebody somewhere dropped the ball because I was never informed. And I'm the biological father. I have joint physical custody. Somebody dropped the ball and didn't reach out and inform the father, which is me. And I don't understand why the state dropped the ball on that one.
And how did you find out about CPS?
Podcast.
And I mean, how does that
tell you? We tell the news, and the mainstream media says
concern you, especially with this case, that they might have done something to cause him to run away?
I don't know what that really means, but I just know that I don't have all the information.
Is there an official timeline? And I know people, there was, we went to bed at this hour, but does TBI or anyone have an official timeline as to the series?
I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm not involved in the investigation, so I wouldn't have it.
Have the three of you been in contact every day like you were several weeks ago about this?
I was in contact with both Katie and Chris today, but
that's because they had a TBI.
I've heard he said his phone is open and available. Well, so is mine. You can leave a voicemail. Like 7 or 8 people have already left me voicemails today. I'm going. I get people calling me while I'm on the phone, and it's like, I can't just sit there and answer the phone for everybody. If I did that, I probably wouldn't be able to get out of my house.
There's been a lot of criticism over this investigation. I'm sure you've received criticism as well as the Proudfoots. How does that make you feel in a time where you're just trying to find your son?
People are being, that goes back to those keyboard warriors I talked about on the first interview that you and I had. They're still at it. They'll never stop. There's cowards in this world, and then there's people who are go-getters. My feet, they're on the ground.
That's right.
They're never going to leave the ground.
And you know who's not on the ground? Katie. Chris.
I'm going to find my son. Period.
Exactly.
And plans, today on moving forward, any more resources being used on this investigation, or anything you have to say about that?
The United Cajun Navy is currently sitting down there right now at 90 Volunteer Drive in Hendersonville. 10:30. That's when volunteers need to show up. 10:30. Show up, have your ID, sign the paperwork, and they send people out in teams. When you show up, there ain't nobody there except for a couple people. That's because they've already sent teams out. They're just going to keep sending teams out until we find my son.
Have there been a lot of volunteers coming out to help find Sebastian?
Today there was, and I want to thank everybody who did come out. We're seeing an increase, and we're going to continue to see an increase. I'd like the whole state of Tennessee to volunteer, and then we'll hit other states.
Yes.
And you're Sebastian's father.
Hold on. I need to hold on. Yes. That is what a father does. That is what a father says. I want the whole state. Come on. Help us. And then you know what? If we don't find him here, we'll go to the next state, right? That's what a father says. That's what a father does. Absolutely. Yes. That is right, Seth. Absolutely. God bless you, buddy. God, that just made me emotional. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate it. Was the statement from garbage truck workers true? Odd shaped bag that was so heavy took two people to pick it up. Wonder if Sebastian is last one seen taking the trash out, or did mom take out more out after he did? So from what I understand, the trash truck was the ones that got in touch with law enforcement, from what I understand. So I'm going to say allegedly. And because they realized that someone was missing from that home, they had been alerted. And that is why. And then the next day, after they alerted law enforcement or TBI, they went to Kentucky and did a rather small search, considering everything. Now, when it comes to Sebastian taking out the trash, we have not seen the video. We are not going to see the video because that is evidence. It's evidence. Whether anyone took trash out or nobody took trash out, we are never going to see that doorbell footage unless it is in court. We can only go on what the neighbor says, and that is that Sebastian allegedly took out the trash later on that evening after they got home, and he is seen taking the trash out. As you know, the trash sits at right beside the garage door, and he's allegedly taken it out, and he is seen going back in and never seen going back out from what we are aware. So thank you so much for that, Kimberly. Shelby, no text, no trash pickup before 6 a.m. See text, no trash pickup before 6 a.m. Interesting. Interesting. Listen, like I said, Seth has to do what he has to do right now. He just has to do what he has to do in some cases, and we don't know what that is necessarily, right? So we're just going to take it for what it is and go from there. All right, let's continue.
Or tell me, what is Sebastian like?
He's a unique child. All right. He can, I mean, it's really hard to describe my son. I mean, besides being unique, whether he's up to no good or he's up to good, he's just got that uniqueness about him. It's really hard to describe. I mean, he's my mini me. If he has a goal, he's going to accomplish that goal. You know, people at school, they liked him. All the kids are wanting to know when he's going to come back. They want to help and volunteer. Teachers are they're putting out prayers every day. You know, everybody, it's coming up. It's Easter. I'm hoping for an Easter miracle. You know, I could definitely use it in my life right now.
And why did they search the landfill?
I have no idea. They didn't, not part of the investigation. They're not going to tell me stuff. I am emotionally attached, as any parent should be.
And how often do you meet with TBI?
If I call them all the time. Call, text, hey, any new news? They either let me know or they let me know.
Are you happy with the work that all these agencies have done, or do you think there needs to be more?
There could probably always be more. We just got to figure out what more is necessary. Am I happy with them? I'm not unhappy. But you asked me that after my son's back, and it's going to be, I'm happy. All right. Because in law enforcement, it's always goal oriented, you know. Go to work, put a smile on your face, get the job done. I know that they're putting their effort, 150% effort into this. And I appreciate that. And I'm hoping it will pay off with fruition.
Do you think Katie and Chris are suspects?
I have no idea.
Sebastian's been missing for more than a month now.
Okay. So notice how he said earlier about being cleared or something like that, and he answered it one way. And then right here, pause, and he said, I have no idea. I got to tell y'all something in a second as well. Let's finish playing this.
What keeps you getting up every morning, going out and searching for him?
Being a dad, having perseverance, wanting him to come home, wanting to watch him finish growing up.
Do you wear this every day? Talk to me about this shirt.
This right here is my own billboard to find my son. People notice people. People notice what people are wearing. So I am a walking handout. I have these in my car.
How do you select that photo? It's so cute.
Because it's cute.
Aww.
It's got a smile.
Dad.
It's the last picture I took of him.
Oh, that's the last picture he took of him. Oh. So sweet. Yeah, he is. Yeah. He works for the sheriff's office. So there's that. Okay. Now, a couple things. Someone just messaged me. Okay. A few things. Last night on Josh's interview from Josh the Lab, Seth was on there for a little bit, and he said law enforcement told him that was a trash truck. Law enforcement told him that it was a trash truck. Now, I have someone in my DMs right now saying the trash is not picked up. They live in Hendersonville, and trash is not picked up before 5 a.m. And that is exactly right. Law enforcement can tell you what they need to tell you, what they want to tell you, rather. They are absolutely allowed to lie for whatever reason. Yes. Yes. Now, also, another person sent me, the person that lives there, she said 5 a.m. But another person sent me this. Let me find it. Give me a second. I've got so many. Okay, here it is. That was a beautiful interview. Seth looked more it was a better, if you've it comes in waves, right? Comes in waves. Hours of operation, collection of residential review shall not start before 6 a.m. or continue after 8 p.m. or dark, whichever occurs first on the same day. So there's that. Now, could it be a trash truck at 3 a.m.? Could be. But this says 6 a.m. Another person that I talked to said 5 a.m. So there's that. All right. Now, bear with me, y'all. 3 lines in Hendersonville, 2. Hold on. I'm here with the family almost 4 days a week, born and raised. She said their community hearts are breaking for Sebastian. Okay. Lady events. Which why you don't see it on the pages because Jara mentioned his life. So the woman that's interesting. She's so Katie says, I don't know if she's lying in this or it was just the way she used her words and we're understanding it wrong. She said that her and her family was together, and then she said, and then we went to dinner. Now, is the we her and Sebastian, or is the we all of them? Because the lady that works at Texas says it was only Katie and Sebastian at Texas. It is P. I don't see that neighborhood being okay with 3 a.m. trash trucks. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand how that video can go from there's a person going this way and then there's a light going this way and then they said this person goes this way and then this person goes back into the house. That's what they said on the news. So that's just my opinion. Go back and listen to all interviews. When you lose something, you backtrack. Where, Sebastian? Keep those searches. Okay. There is a police. Look at this. Flight radar. PD helicopter circling Hendersonville right now. Someone says they're looking for a possible missing kayaker that has nothing to do with him. There we go. Now is a kayaker. Okay. There is that. Updated from TikTok from Kaylee 3 hours ago. Also said the mom did not pass out flyers. She has been all over Mississippi looking and found nothing. Wow. How about that? As an undertow. Yeah, there's a lot of high-profile cases right now in Tennessee. 5 or 6 that I can think of at the top of my head. If you listen to the dispatch audio, you know police found footprints from the home of the retention. Footprints, yes, I know it was drained, but there's time between the possibilities. What theories do y'all have? Okay. Seth just told you that there have been no hits from dogs, anything like that. Was Chris involved in the interviews today? Doubt it. Doubt it. There's pictures that Chris's family posted of a meal, and it is at Red Robin's, and it looks like it's from last summer. 2 kids and Katie. Yes, Mohawk. That was Katie's sister that posted that, I believe. Beatrice Carter. During the Nancy Grace interview, KP stated she read a chapter she needed to read while on the phone with Chris that night. Why read a chapter of any book while you're on the phone with anyone? Unless he wasn't on the other end, or was it that he is so controlling that he has to be on the phone until he knows she is asleep and close enough to it? Very interesting. If you have footage to share, you can register it at this link. Okay. Where's the video where you can see the flashlights in an Uber car? Has it been released? People saying it's a garbage truck. I don't know. I'm not convinced it's in my opinion only, I am not convinced it's a garbage truck at 3 a.m. in the morning when they say the only thing Sebastian is missing is a flashlight. That's just me, though. That's just me. Seth has a sign of a law firm taking care of the reward money coming. Good. I mean, I just can't imagine a truck, a trash truck coming in at 3 in the morning. The last photo is actually the one with just Katie and Chris. He is wearing a short sleeve black t-shirt, Justin. The last photo is actually Where's that at? Seth said that that is what law enforcement told him. I keep thinking, mentioning the flashlight because they lost one with him. I just think it's interesting. He didn't. He supposedly didn't take his shoes, not a coat, nothing, nothing. But he took a keychain flashlight. That they do. That they do. Okay. Good, Angel. You probably shouldn't. We'll just go ahead and get rid of you. Thank you. Have a good evening. I chatted with the lady from Hendersonville at my doctor's office last week that knows the Proudfoots. She was pretty firm that people who know them also really interesting. Headlamps and headlights of transportation of body car. Interesting. Now, so I wonder, Seth Thomas, what do you say? Uh, Justin on Josh's live last night with Seth, the liquid pocket next to his brain and past seizures activity he spoke about concerning Sebastian. Why wouldn't the mom look? Good point. Good point. Because he hadn't had seizures in several years. Thank God for that. Right. But if you hear a thud and your child has had seizures, is special needs, but you're not going to look in. So do the garbage trucks only have one headlight? I don't know. I have no idea. Now it could be something I'm trying to think. Uh yeah, we'll run it back. We'll run it back. We'll watch it again. I want to know, does, some trash trucks guys get out, they dump your trash in, they get back in the truck. Some trash companies, they have like the claw thingy, right? And they dump it in. Which one would they have? Yeah, if you hear a thud, you're running. Even if any if you hear a thud in your home, a child or not, you're going to go check, aren't you? It's normal to check. Garbage trucks have multiple lights and different things for safety. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for Proudfoot to do a lie detector test. Nancy Grace offered him, and he accepted. Not LOL. Chris, I really hope maybe that's why the van was towed. Chris must have trust issues. Perhaps. Trash truck doesn't ride around in the backyard of the grass. All right, let's watch. Let me find that video. Let's see here. Let's watch that. I mean, are the police going to release or is the media going to release something like that? I'm just not. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. This might be it. Backyard. Is this it? Okay, here it is. Oh, someone. Karen, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. I appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Appreciate you. Y'all welcome, sweet Karen. Kentucky trash truck. That could be a Kentucky trash truck, but I don't know if no, because the isn't it the footage that not the footage, but the dump construction trash, isn't that supposed to be oh damn, that's not the video. Let's see here. Is it what news channel? Is it news channel 5? Let me see here. Let's see here. Sebastian. Can someone text me that video, please? I can. Where's that? I don't see it. Somebody got a link. Oh, maybe I should just try Facebook. I think I just got it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here we go. I'm going to make it as big as I can possibly make it for y'all. Let's look at this. like leaving home alone. I don't know. I'm blind as a bat anyway, so there is no timestamp that I'm aware of. Sure, Jules. Of course. I know Summer's Army.
"3 Days of Darkness, let me tell."
Okay, cool. Let's see here. Nick Barris, NC5. I want Nick Barris to explain it. Hold on. Nick Barris. Nick Barris. Is it, what's his channel? Is it channel 5? Is that what he is on? Is it 9? NC5. NC5, because he explains it. News, Sebastian Rogers. Okay. Maybe this is it. I want it where he's talking. Damn it, no. I don't see how they video. Okay, there it is. Okay, I got it. This is what I was looking for. Sorry, y'all. This is Nick Barris explaining it. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Our preference here at FN.
Exit out some of these things. Okay, almost there.
They get up every day.
7 seconds.
With a surprising development in the search for 15 home security. Now you can take a look for yourself. Our Nick Barris obtained video that appears to show two people near Sebastian's home the night his parents say he disappeared.
The video you're about to see is from early Monday morning, February 26th, around 3:10 a.m. Now, there are no street lights in the Stafford Court neighborhood, so it is at night, pitch black. What you will see here are these 2 points of light believed to be people with flashlights in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. It is believed Sebastian left his home barefoot and with a flashlight sometime overnight. Since his disappearance, authorities have reviewed security video from homes in the neighborhood looking for clues.
We have had several clips that have come in.
And this one is getting the most attention, showing signs of activity around Sebastian's home the night he disappeared. You see, 2 light sources, which we've circled to help you follow. For point of reference, the security camera was pointed toward the back of Sebastian's home in a common area. In the video, you see subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Then you see subject 2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by bushes. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it. I know there's not much to see here. You certainly cannot.
Thank you so much, Summers Army. Justin, I lost my son over a drunk driver. He was only 21 and lost. How these people harm their kids and no tears makes me sick. I am so sorry. So sorry. It's terrible. It's like nobody had to go through what you've and many other parents went through. Single mom, thank you so much for gifting one membership. If you received that membership, please thank our sweet single mom. I want to see, okay, the common area. Okay. So trying to see this. Trying to look here. I don't know. The common area or not. It's a car. You think it's a car backing out going to work, Pink Butterfly? Did he run to someone? I don't know. It's craziness. The camera. Yeah, the camera is situated the neighbor behind. And what was it? The day before they left to go to, hey Lisa, back to Mississippi, they remember the private investigators or the private something private went there and talked to them and also went to the neighbor's house. Yes, Miss Kirby. All right, guys, that's all for me tonight. I have been live so much today. There's so much coming in. If anything, like undercover, please, yeah. If anything goes down at any hour, I'll be live. Like anything major, I'll be live. Tomorrow, we'll talk more about this. Also, Riley's case is heating back up again. There is a lot of stuff happening. Second autopsy. They're saying, experts are saying it's highly unlikely his pants would have came off. Highly unlikely his shoes would have came off. The most likely would be someone took them off. And then we have pictures of scooters. If you didn't see my other live, the one before this, I had to end it quickly, but before I ended it, thank you, Trinity. Appreciate you. The what was it? There was like 5 or 6 guys on scooters, and then they come back not on scooters. Oh, Riley's funeral. Let me show y'all something real quick before I leave. Yes. Thank you for saying that about Riley's funeral. tomorrow. And the parents said after the funeral next week, interesting information is coming out. Interesting information's coming out, which again is interesting, right? Okay, I think I got it here. No, we didn't get to talk about P. Diddy this evening, but we will talk about that another time. I'm trying to find, I've got his obituary, Riley's obituary here somewhere. By the way, in Washington right now, there is a 4-year, I don't know if they found him. I don't think they found him yet. 4-year-old boy Everett, 4-year-old Everett boy, last seen Wednesday morning, 4800 block of Vester Drive along Everett Way, south of downtown Everett. Police believe the boy is in danger. Suspicious circumstances, crime scene around the apartment. Beautiful little, okay, here it is. Here is the bless his heart. He went out like so many of us did at his age to have a good time, be on a boys' trip with his fraternity brothers. And things changed. Riley Strain, 22, passed away on March 22nd, 2024 in Nashville, Tennessee. Born in Springfield, Missouri on January 2nd, 2002, Riley's vibrant spirit and loving nature touched many lives. Riley was a proud graduate at Kickapoo High School and later attended the University of Missouri Columbia, majoring in business and financing planning. Riley's ambition led to a promising internship at Northwest Mutual, where he demonstrated a natural acumen of the industry. Riley committed to service was evident through a prestigious Presidential Medal of Volunteering earned by dedicating over 500 hours to the wonders of wildlife. This commitment showcased Riley's deep care for the community and the environment. Riley embraced outdoor activities, adventures, whether it was hunting, fishing, or simply enjoying the serenity of the lake. Riley's competitive spirit shone through in tennis matches and his budding interest in discipline in jiu-jitsu. Also, above all, rather, Riley cherished time spent with family, creating lasting memories. Riley had a passion for good food, from the comfort of his mom's kitchen, Parmesan, to the zest of fajitas of local favorites like El Rodeo and El Charro in Nixa, and took particular pride in grilling a steak to perfection. Riley's warm heart extended to a beloved trio of pets: Miles, the golden doodle, Cooper, the red heeler, and the German shepherd, Vika and Vin, German shepherds, rather, Vika and Vin. They brought Riley joy and companionship. Riley was preceded in death by his grandfather, Floyd Ryan Strain. He is survived by his parents, Michelle and Chris Whited, Ryan and Millie Gilbert, siblings Brooke Dunbar and Brock Hale, grandparents Rosalie Strain, Wayne, and Eileen Whited, Deborah Gilbert, Robert and AJ Gilbert, and Clarence and Rosie Graves. Riley also leaves behind an extended family of uncles, aunts, and cousins that he was very close with and loved them very much. He was also very close to his 10-year-old niece, Henley, and cousins Jake and Chelsea, plus a 2-year-old second cousin, Cooper. A visitation will be held on Friday, March 29th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Green Lawn Funeral Home, East 3540 East Simoine, Springfield, Missouri 65809, and a celebration of life will follow at 2 p.m. A private burial will be held at a later time. In lieu of flowers, donations in Riley's honor can be made to the Missouri Department of Conservation, with details available at the funeral home. Riley often quipped, "Green makes you look good," end quote. In the spirit, we ask attendees to wear something green and dress comfortably in honor to Riley's love for life. Riley Strain's presence will be profoundly missed, but his joyous approach to life and the happiness he brought to those around him will forever be remembered. Rest in peace. Very sad. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cat Head Thumbs. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy your evening. Take good care of yourself. Appreciate you all. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet already. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow at some point later on, probably after 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Probably more toward 3, 4-ish. Unless something breaks, then I'll be right here. If you haven't subscribed to my third channel, rather, sorry, please subscribe. It is called, what's it called? My mind goes blank. I swear to God. It's called Hey Sweetie. Hey, Sweet, SWEET, TEA. There you go. I might go live maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning tonight. If you want to know me a little bit less formal, that would be the channel to do it, I guess. So it's just me over there. So thank you all. Yes, rest in peace, Riley. And we are praying for sweet little Sebastian Rogers, that he is found. Thank you, One Love. Thank you all for subscribing. Did she take Sebastian to the school to meet someone who drove there? And as you spoke to Olivia, very interesting. Interesting. I am 835 sub on your other channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Perhaps search Daisy Basham on this channel for big laughs. I don't think I have anything on left of Daisy Basham on here. I am a huge fan of Nancy Grace, huge fan. And I would love to do a Nancy Grace parody, but I would probably have to email her to get her permission, because I don't want to be disrespectful. But I would love to do a Nancy Grace. I would love to do a Nancy Grace parody. So anyway, appreciate you. Update on the Washington boy. Okay, Martha, what's the update? Was he found? Oh, my nails. They're like a nude. They'll be off later. I don't know the caller. I really don't know. Whoever is responsible for this never thought. I know I still need to do a Ziggy. Hers will be fun too if I do a Ziggy. I just need to get some dowling rods and something. They took Sebastian to a car. We don't know that. I don't remember it. Hey Jude, I'll try to let you know tomorrow. A vehicle was interest was found, but not him. That is right. Family is best. They know you inside out. Unconditional love, forever beautiful. Yeah, bitch. Yes. And some of your friends are your family as well. Yeah. All right, guys. Night, night. God bless. Thank you all. Appreciate you. No glitter. No glitter. Thank you, guys. Good night. Bye-bye.